Once upon a time in Berlin, Germany, an Egyptian family visits a friend, an Egyptian doctor, who also lived there. The doctor welcomes them in his house and they sat together. The father started to talk and explained the purpose of the visit. He came asking for a favor. He wanted his daughter to be cut and cleaned up. Khitan, which means partial removal of her external genitalia. The father explained it's just for a better appearance.
This is how people usually approach a doctor in Egypt. They describe khitan, female genital mutilation, as a kind of plastic surgery, but this doesn't change the fact that it's khitan, and both father and the doctor knew it very well.
The father was a bit worried. He knew that khitan is forbidden in Germany, but he asked the doctor with a confidence. After all, he was a friend and also from Egypt.
It's common that people in Egypt think this practice is important and necessary for a girl, and that any doctor can do it, regardless of his specialty and qualifications, no matter it will be done in a hospital, clinic, or even a house.
Oh, this is true. Most of the people don't know it's a crime, not even doctors.
The doctor was surprised. It was his first time to be asked to perform this procedure, and that it was done in Europe. And also, he didn't know how the law considered khitan.
The doctor gives him another appointment, saying that he had to examine the girl first, as he was totally confused and wanted to buy some time to figure it out.
The father was happy and satisfied because the doctor showed signs of acceptance. He looked at his wife and said, "See, everything will be fine. The doctor is a friend and he's going to help us."
After they left, the doctor was thinking about the case. He decided to do a little research and ask specialists in Egypt about how it's done, its benefits, and possible complications, and if it's okay to perform it in Germany.
Usually, doctors in Egypt don't study FGM, and medical books never mention it. The strange part is that most of the people who practice FGM are doctors. They decide whether to accept or refuse the operation, depending only on their personal opinions.
He may think it's for religion, tradition, or better appearance. In any case, often the decision, it's not built on a medical base.
A few days later, the family came back with the daughter, and it was clear that the girl was frightened and the mother was worried. The doctor took a deep breath and started to express his opinion using some facts.
First of all, we, as doctors, don't study this in medical schools, and I cannot perform it even for better appearance.
Secondly, the consequences are severe. The girl would suffer physically, for example, infections, even if it was done in hospitals. The affected girl won't be able to enjoy sex, and more problems could come up during pregnancy and labor. Furthermore, she is already scared. Look at her. She may have a mental shock, will never forget this, and could also be afraid of marriage.
The mother seemed convinced, but the father was angry and said it's something that has to be done to protect the girl from being corrupted, and so her husband could trust her not to cheat on him.
The doctor expected this reaction and replied calmly, "Cutting her genitalia won't assure anything. It's all about education. There are laws against FGM in Germany, Egypt, and many other countries, because eventually your girl's safety is our priority."
The father understood the threat, and he was about to leave, but his wife asked him to wait, and she started to talk about her own story. "I have been through this. I remember my aunt took me and my sister to a woman to cut us. I was only 7. I suffered 3 months of pain, unable to go to the bathroom. It's hard for me to say it. I can still feel the cut. I never talked about this. They told me if I mentioned it, I would die. And I didn't understand why. Why we have to go through this? Could a cut really protect us? I'm scared for my daughter. I don't want her to suffer. Please, dear, we have to think again."
The father was shocked and he didn't know what to say. Is it really that hard for a woman? Maybe she's overreacting, the father thought.
At this moment, the doctor wanted to deliver a clear message, saying, before practicing and beholding any tradition, you have to think first about the benefits and the harms that could happen. FGM is a crime, you have to know this.
We don't know what the father decided. We don't know if he tried to contact other doctors. We don't know if the doctor decided to report this case, or he preferred to turn a blind eye to protect the integrity of the family. All we know is that we should spread the story and let others know, especially doctors.